Yes, my dear students, I am a bit late in order to know which topics have been completed in your syllabus. I had to contact several students in order to get a clear picture of that. As far as I have come to know, nothing of summative 2 and summative 3 has been touched in your virtual class. So, I am going to start with lesson 4, the beauty of the beast, and it is at page 32. Please open at page 32. I am going to read the text, and at the same time I want to mention here that I have to run through the text, not go through the text, because the time is very limited and we shall have to complete the remaining part of the class within very stipulated time. অর্থাৎ তোমরা 32 পৃষ্ঠা বের করবে লেসন 4, যেটা সামেটিভ 2 এর প্রথম লেসন তোমাদের ছিল, দি বিউটি অফ দ্য বিস্ট। এটাই আমি শুরু করছি। আমি যেটা বুঝলাম, লেসন 4 থেকে বাকিটা অর্থাৎ সামেটিভ 2 এবং সামেটিভ 3 কিছুই প্রায় তোমাদের হয়নি। গ্রামার আলাদা করে হবে কিনা জানি না, এর সঙ্গেই আমরা বলার চেষ্টা করব। সময় খুব কম, সেই জন্য আমাদের শেষ করতে হবে বাকিটা। তা সেই জন্যই আমরা খুব দ্রুত যাব আর কি। কোঅপারেট করো আমার সঙ্গে। দি বিউটি and the beast. Beauty has been personified here, that's why it has been written in the title with capital B. The same thing happens in case of beast. Beauty এবং beast আমরা জানি পরস্পর কন্ট্রাস্টিং, মিউচুয়ালি দে আর কন্ট্রাস্টিং ওয়ার্ডস, বিপরীত মেরুতে রয়েছে। আমরা কিচ্ছু এখনো পর্যন্ত জানি না, কেউ পড়া থাকলেও আগে বলবে না, গল্প বরং বলে দিলে আগে থেকেই, তাহলে পড়ার ইন্টারেস্ট থাকে না। Naturally, we can see that here we have no mention of the author, and there is a note at the beginning of the text, and it tells us why there is no such mention. The Beauty and the Beast is a traditional fairy tale of France and is not authored by anyone specific. It has been coined, or the present story, The Beauty and the Beast, has been coined from the traditional fairy tale of France. You know that France is an European country, and it is not authored by, it is not penned down by any specific author. That's why there is no mention of such author. It was retold by several writers, that is, many writers retold it, narrated it at several times. Animation films have also been made on this story. You know that and there is a special enjoyable episode known as animation film, and animation film has been made based on this very story, The Beauty and the Beast. আমি বাংলাটা বলবো না, একেবারে বলছি না, খুব কম বলবো, ইংরেজিটাতেই বেশি বলার চেষ্টা করব। তোমরাও সেটা চাইবে, আর কখনো অসুবিধা হলে আমি প্রশ্ন করার সময় দেবো, তখন বলবে। এখন আমরা গল্পে যাচ্ছি, ইউনিট 1। Once upon a time, a wealthy merchant lived in a big mansion with his 3 daughters. All of them were very beautiful. The youngest girl was Belle. She was known for her loveliness and for being pure at heart. Her sisters, in contrast, were wicked and selfish. At the or in the introductory paragraph, we get a lot of information regarding the characters of this story. Once upon a time, there was a very rich merchant, very rich businessman. They lived in their big mansion. The wealthy merchant had 3 daughters. It is needless to say that they were very beautiful to look at, but the youngest girl was, namely Belle, was different from her two sisters. He was she was well noted for her loveliness and purity of heart. Though her 2 sisters were also beautiful, they were wicked and selfish by nature. But their fortune soon changed. The merchant lost all his wealth in a tempest on sea. So he had his daughters started to live in a small farmhouse in a village. They had to work hard for their living. Some years later, the merchant heard that one of his trading ships had returned to port. Somehow it had escaped the violent storm. Hence, the merchant decided to return to the city to discover whether it still contained anything of value. Before leaving, he asked his daughters, "Do you want me to bring any gift upon my return?" Both his elder daughters asked for jewels and fine dresses, but Belle said, here we can notice a radical change in the lifestyle of the merchant and his daughters. The lot or the luck of the merchant life somehow changed. There was a violent sea storm that tarnished the life of the wealthy merchant. They were then forced to, they means the merchant and his three daughters were forced to start or begin to live in a small farmhouse in a rural area. In order to earn their livelihood, they had to work a lot or they had to do a lot of hard work. Some years later, after the incident, the merchant got the information that one of his lost ships somehow managed to escape the misfortune. Not only that, he had also the information that somehow one of the ships was going to reach the port. So naturally, he decided to return to the city in order to find out whether anything valuable remained in the ship. Before starting for the city, he had asked his daughters whether they wanted any gift upon his return. His elder two daughters asked for or wanted to have jewels and fine dresses. But Belle said, "Father, promise me you will bring me a rare rose that does not grow in this part of the country." But I have already told you that Belle was totally different from her two elder sisters. Naturally, her desire was different to her father. He, she requested her father to promise her that he would bring a rare rose. Rare means that is not easily available, that did not grow in that part of the country in which they lived for the time being. Having agreed to her request, the merchant set off for the city. When he reached the city, he found to his dismay that his ship's cargo had been seized to pay his debts. So he was left with no money to buy any present for his daughters. The merchant was agreed to the request made by his youngest daughter Belle. He started his journey in order to reach the city. When he arrived the city, to his utter frustration, he could find out that the cargo, that is, the materials or the contents in the ship, had been seized to repay the debts which he was indebted to other persons. So he had to drop the hope or expectation to get any money. As he did not get any money, he could not buy any present for his daughters. While returning, he lost his way in a forest. Seeking shelter, he came across a dazzling palace and entered it. Inside, he found tables laden with food and drink, which had apparently been left for him by the palace's unseen owner. The merchant accepted his gift. This gift ate to his heart's content and spent the night at the palace. With frustration, the merchant was returning to his dwelling place or residence, but on the way he forest in the lost his way in the forest, and naturally he had to look for shelter in order to pass the night. At that very moment, he met a dazzling palace and entered it. But it was a great mystery that he could not find out any dwellers or the owners of the dazzling palace. But he could find out the tables laden or filled with food and drink. It appeared to him that it had been left for him by the palace's invisible or unseen owner. He was hungry and shelterless, so he accepted the hospitality by the owner of the palace. Finding himself in great need, he accepted this gift and ate to his heart content, heart pleasure, and decided to spend the night at the palace. The next morning, as the merchant was about to leave, he saw a rose garden and recalled that Belle had desired a rose. Upon picking the loveliest rose, the merchant suddenly came face to face with a hideous beast. He told the merchant, "Last night you were hungry and shelterless. I gave you food, shelter, and comfort, and now you are taking away my most precious possession after accepting my hospitality. You must die for your conduct." The next morning, as the merchant was about to leave, in the next morning, it was the time for the merchant to leave the palace. He saw a rose garden. Then he could find out a rose garden and could remember that Belle had desired for a rose which was available in the rose garden. Upon picking the loveliest rose, the merchant suddenly came face to face with a hideous beast. And as per the desire of his daughter, youngest daughter Belle, the merchant plucked a the loveliest rose from the rose garden of the beast or the unseen for the time being for the of the unseen owner of the rose garden. Then suddenly he came face to face with a very ugly beast. He told the merchant, here he refers to the beast, told the merchant, "Last night you were hungry and shelterless. Last night your condition was very precarious. You were feeling hungry and you had no shelter. I gave you food, shelter, and comfort. And realizing your need, I offered you food, shelter, and comfort. Is EAC. And now you are taking away my most precious possession after accepting my hospitality. But You are acting otherwise because after accepting my hospitality, you are now plucking my best rose in the garden, that is most precious possession of mine. You must die for your conduct, and certainly this is one kind of your flaw, of your fault, and as a result of it, you had to commit death, or you have to face death for your conduct, for your behavior. The merchant begged to be set free. He argued that he had only picked the rose as a gift for his youngest daughter Belle. When there was a death sentence for the merchant, he became very afraid, and he requested the beast in order to make him set free, or to set him free. He argued that he offered the argument that he had only plucked or picked the rose as a gift for his youngest daughter Belle. That is, he did not tell any lie, he only stated the fact. At last the beast agreed, fine, and you can take the rose for Belle, but you will have to return to the castle, or else your daughter shall come to stay with me in this castle. After the conversation, it was decided, or it was agreed by the beast, that the merchant might be set free with along with the rose in order to return to his castle, but afterwards he would have to come to him, or his daughter would have to come to stay with their beast in the castle. It was a very hard or difficult condition on the merchant from the end of the beast. The merchant was upset but accepted this condition. The beast sent him on his way with jewels and fine clothes for his daughters, and stressed that Belle must come to the castle of her own accord. The merchant, upon arriving home, tried to hide the secret from Belle, but she pried it from him and willingly went to the beast's castle. The beast received her graciously and told her, "You are the mistress of the castle, and I am your servant." The merchant was upset. The merchant could not tolerate the condition given by or said by the beast, but finding no other alternative, he had to accept the condition. The beast sent him on his way. The beast made arrangement to send the merchant start his way with jewels and fine clothes. Not only that, he offered jewels and fine clothes for the merchant's daughters, and states that Belle must come to the castle of her own accord. And there was another condition, that Belle must come to the beast's castle in order to stay with him on his own accord. No compulsion should be imposed upon her. The merchant, upon arriving home, tried to hide the secret from Belle. There was an attempt from the part of the merchant to hide or conceal, C-O-N-C-E-L, conceal the secrecy from the hearing of Belle, but she pried it from him and willingly went to the beast's castle. But somehow Belle managed to find out the secret one, that is the condition of the beast on the merchant, and willingly, desiringly, she went to the beast's castle in order to stay with him. The beast received her graciously and told her there was a gladness in the heart of the beast while receiving the daughter of the merchant, that is Bell, or in other language, the beast accepted the or welcomed the daughter of the merchant known as Bell very graciously, very kindly, and there was an announcement from the end of the beast, "You are the mistress of the castle, and I am your servant." He publicly announced that Belle was the mistress of the castle, and he would act, that is, the beast would act as her servant. Now, this is the completion of unit 1 of this story. We have another unit, that is unit 2, and next day I shall try to complete it and go through the activities along with it. So next day we shall start unit 2, and your duty is to complete the story at home. And if you face any problem while going through the text, while reading the text, you should note it down. And in the next class or in my next class, you will get a chance to ask me at first about that queries, that problems. I shall give you the answers or solve the problems, then we shall proceed to the next unit. So, read yourself at home and point out the problems faced by you while reading the text.